What's going on? What's going on? So it's your boy AJ Red. I'm back again with another video. Um, as we said before, last video we started off, I'm back, of course. And we were discussing in the last video, we did talk about the Atlanta Housewives, the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Let me say the fucking term properly because I always fuck the term up, or the title. I always fuck the title up. So let me get that shit out the way. So, two, let me say, like I said before in the previous video, and I did episode 1, season 14, not 9. I did fuck that up. I was a little lit, like I told y'all before when I was actually putting this shit together. So, I'm fucking human. So I made a fucking mistake. So what? So suck the shit up. I did. I mean, I titled the shit wrong. I even said I made a wrong statement about the fact of it being season 9. It is actually season 14. And this is episode 2 that we're speaking about tonight. And last episode we talked about was season 14 of and episode 1. So, but tonight we're talking about season 14 of The Real Housewives of Atlanta, episode 2. And again, fuck it. Yes, I am lit. So it is what it is. What better way to start a show, right? So, diving right on in, they Bravo actually titled the episode Gaslighting. And we're going to get to that in just a second. Let me just start off with, first of all, in Sanya's house, the new chick, apparently they don't fuck around about them beef patties over there at their house. You know what I'm saying? Mama got all teary-eyed and shit. They had a whole moment, reflecting on living in their own spaces prior to moving over here to the U.S. from Jamaica and living in this, this home, 9 people and shit. And so some kind of way, I don't know, an outbreak happened. They got all upset behind the beef patties in the house and shit. So what I have learned so far from that family, and Sonya's for sure, don't fuck with them beef patties and everything will be copacetic around the house. Candy and Todd, they seem to be doing well, but some conflict of interest, should I say, with schedules and projects and shit like that. And definitely the biggest thing we have on our plate this season between the two of them is this New Jersey apartment that he had to end up paying because of some past stuff in his past relationship prior to Candy. He ended up with this property because he and the young lady started buying it. They broke up, and she never took his name off the mortgage and refinanced or whatever have you. So he ended up being in debt for it. So he bought it and paid for it in full. He intends on keeping it, and Candy doesn't want him to keep the fucking property. I think, yes, it was bought, during the time of another relationship, and as everybody else, was looking at, as you'll see if you watch the episode, they were like, but bitch, ain't nothing up in here but some raggedy ass sheetrock, some old ass stairs, and a lot of demolition that needs to be done and some remodeling. So I don't feel the essence of any other chick being in here, or an old relationship, or it's just bitch ghost walls and empty condos. So people really sided with Todd about that, if you ask me, which I also side with Todd. Fuck it, make it a business adventure. Everything else is a business adventure. Turn that bitch into an Airbnb. If you don't want to stay there and you feel like old memories for whatever you've never experienced, Candy, will creep up in your mind when you're there, staying there, rent that bitch out or Airbnb it or whatever. Turn it into another business adventure, as you usually do. Also, Todd, I think is kind of, is really feeling the heat of the fact of not being in on the projects, or the most recent project that Candy was involved with. He felt some type of way about not being in on it. So, they were bickering and shit about that, about, how they used to always be on the same projects together, how they shared the limelight and all that shit. And I understood what the man was talking about. He wanted something of his own. I mean, it's different. it's different when you walk into a relationship or a marriage with someone, from my perspective, that has everything, that's been in the limelight all their fucking lives, or majority of their life. They've gotten credit for everything they've done, and now they're married to you, and everybody, including your mother-in-law, seems to think that you just a fucking money grubbing ass gigolo. You know what I'm saying? So, in the end, trying to prove your true love and true intentions to your wife, I do understand where the man would want to build something or have something of his own to bring to the table and have to as ownership in the marriage. So I mean, fuck it. I don't see nothing wrong with it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like at the end of the day, in every marriage or every relationship, everyone should have something to call their own, because they should still have their own individuality. And I understand. Sheree. Sheree is so stuck on Tyrone. We all know that's, the juicy tea. But gotta say, the house is bad as fuck. When she made the right move when she invited Kenya ass over there with that slobbery ass dog, which I can't stand them kind of dogs. I was looking at the fucking episode, and I was trying to actually eat while I was watching this shit, and I was doing pretty fucking well until the dog came on, slobbering and goobering all over the fucking place and shit, and they got the camera like, boom, like right dead set on the shit, while he got a long, big ass drizzle of, ugh. Anyway, with Kenya being invited over to Sheree's house and them being on, better terms, this season around, and Sheree being back, I absolutely agree with Rich. Let the first move be, let me bring you to the basement, which is the last place you were at when you were actually in my fucking home, and you trashed it like a motherfucker, and you tried to compare it to yours and all this other extra shit, as they always do. She brought her down, and she let her have a look at the basement, and she made point like, hey, bitch, the last time you was here, you was talking about my basement, but let me show it to you now, boo. You know how she really is. So she brought her on down there, and she looked at it, she was like, even Kenya said, bitch, how can you hate on this? And again, I must agree, how the fuck can you hate on that? If you didn't watch the episode, go look at that motherfucker and check out that basement. Check out that house. It was everything. Everything. And of course they got to talking, juicy gossip and talking about the tea and spitting the game and shit, shooting the bull. And the assistant came up, Anthony, he came up about messy shit about saying who didn't pay their bills and who didn't pay him and all this shit. As I said in the previous episode, when you do business with people of this caliber, you want to always try and keep yourself in a positive limelight. You don't want to be, brought in as the person that's gossipy or, full of bullshit. Because when it comes down to real business, yes, this is a reality show, but when it comes down to real business, like I said before, people like Candy, or maybe even Kenya, or I will say Nene Leakes, but she got so much going on right now. Never mind. Or any of the B-list or A-list celebrities that you could actually be working with, he's still running his fucking mouth. Had you just given Sheree a contract and made her sign that bitch before you rendered any of your services, and had she not paid, taken the proper channels and just took her to court and gotten your money, and this would be a thing of the past. And even if it came up, like I said, let one of the other chicks be one of the ones to bring it up, and T-dap her motherfucking ass with that. And if you're asked in a phone conversation or something like that, you got to be a real poised lady, and you got to be like, I don't really want to speak about it, but we did have a little run-in. Leave it at that. Let them take from there what the fuck they want. 9 times out of 10, they're going to understand and realize that, yes, she did not pay you your fucking money, and yes, you had to take her to court to get it. And long lives the legend of Sheree doesn't pay. Drew and Ralph. We're gonna discuss Anthony a little bit more later on in the, if I even remember his name, because like I said before, we won't remember your name when this season is over. So get your 15 minutes. Drew and Ralph. Fuckery. Fuckery. It's like y'all. I think most of the episode this go around was based off saying that Drew was being gaslit, and some of the others, so some of the other ladies on the show was being gaslit, as they always are. I mean, fuck, all the episodes should be, gaslighting, because they gaslight the fuck out of each other to start some kind of temporary fuckery or bullshit that they go through that is staged. But of course, hey, we love it because we still watch the fucking show, right? So, but anyway, with Drew and Ralph, it's like it's this constant wheel of, yes you did, no I didn't. Yes you did, no I didn't. Yes you did, no I didn't. I saw you, no you didn't. I heard you, no you didn't. It's like, bitch, if I was Drew listening to just the abundance of fuckery and the abundance of bullshit that he's feeding her, like, bro, we still don't understand where you was last season when you took off and went, what us black men do? What the fuck are you talking about? I've never in a relationship that I've ever been in just up and said, you know what? This is a lot of pressure on me. This is a lot going on. Even in the heat of the moment, I've never just got up and say, I'm just going to take me a little road trip. I ain't saying shit. I don't, and you plan on coming back? Usually if you pull a fucking move like that, you're really trying to, you're not coming back. You know what I'm saying? You done hit the old dusty trail. You done put your motherfucking stick on the bandana. I take that back. I'm lit. Your bandana on a stick, and you done mosey down the fucking road about your business, and you're not thinking about, what's behind, because you pretty much, but you plan on coming back, my nigga. So it's like, at the end of the day, what the fuck were you thinking about? You weren't gonna have to face any kind of questioning? I know if I tried that shit, I'm pretty sure when I got back, there would be a plenty of questions. And there better be some motherfucking answers. For the niggas I done been with, I know for sure there better be some answers. And I would be the same way. I mean, at that point, you're not talking to this woman. You just take off and take a trip, and then you're going to put it off on, it's black men. Don't put that shit on us, because I don't claim it. I don't even claim it. So you take that shit back to, So in this episode, you're still with the same bullshit about a bitch with a massage. It's like this bitch offered you a massage and you didn't turn around and say, oh, hey, even in text, like, be smart. DMs, fellows, be smart. Don't be with that bullshit about, oh, I'm trying to be nice, or I didn't want to be mean and all that shit. All right. Don't be mean and blunt about it and see where that shit gonna get you later on down the line when the receipts get pulled. I can tell you personally, it does not look good. So if a bitch ends up DMing you and be like, okay, hey, my back hurt. You like, my back hurting. Assistant or none. Well, I knew I should have given you that massage. Well, wait, whoa, hold on. Pump the brakes. Fuck you mean? No. As my assistant, you could have said, hey, let me set up a massage appointment for you, some shit like that. And then when you're busting in some shit like that, the only thing you were saying, she knew my back was hurting. Who gave a fuck? Who gave a fuck? Yes, your back was hurting. You had back problems, but motherfucker, Atlanta is pretty big. I've been there several times. Atlanta is pretty fucking big. I've been there many times in my life, and I'm pretty fucking sure you could have found somebody to work them kinks out in your back other than sitting there letting this little lady play you to stupid in text. I can even see somebody say this, but they thought they overheard. But bitch, they got the text messages to prove it. So how can you deny it? Your dumb ass still can't deny it either because you didn't answer right. So what you running your big dumb ass around here talking about your back, your back, your back? If I was you, it'd be more than your fucking back that would be hurting you right about now. You know, per last season, fuck this episode, we wouldn't have gotten to episode 2 of 14. Cause 13 about 7, bitch, I'd have dumped you faster than a hot rock in the desert. I'd have dropped you. But I digress. Marlo. Marlo is doing a great job with those boys, man. It's like, it's really inspiring to see that she has really grounded herself to a point to where these boys have become a huge priority to her. To the point where it's like Monty doesn't even fit the role anymore. It's like, let's just move on into mommy. Fuck it. Because apparently her sister may not be, I don't know, getting out of detox or prison, whatever the fuck she in right about now. I think it's detox or whatever. Prison. I don't know. I'll find out for y'all because I'm going to have to dig into people's lives. I'm usually not a nosy bitch, but apparently doing these videos, I'm going to have to start being a nosy bitch. So, I'm going to dig some more and find, but I believe she's in detox or something like that and she can't have those boys. But anyway, nevertheless, Marlo is doing a fantastic fucking job with those boys. Despite her hair transplant that she tried to download the bitches about weaves, you know, and their glue ends and stick ends and 24 pieces and shit like that. She's doing a great job with the boys. I'm just wishing her the best because she dressed the fuck out of her nephew. What's the little boy's name? Michael, I think it was. She dressed the fuck out that little boy. I think I might have the name correct. Like I said, I'm buzzed. But those make the best shows. So fuck it. It makes you want to watch this motherfucker, doesn't it? If you're not watching. So get on your shit and watch the show. I told y'all, Peacock, Monday nights at 7. Watch the fucking show. And make sure to watch mine to find out about the fucking shows and the ones thereafter. But anyway, I just had to have a little rant. Just so y'all know I have a crazy side. A little bit like that. But anyway, Marlo, she really dressed that little boy really nice. She gave him a really, really nice experience. She's giving them a really nice experience, you know. Them coming from nothing, like she spoke about her having nothing, you know, about being in the midst of her mom's, you know, smoking drugs or doing drugs and beating the fuck out of her, and that, you know, I was about to say housekeeping, bitch. I'm fucked up. Foster care was her safe haven because there she found, you know, solace. She wasn't being beat by her mom. She wasn't in these fucked up environments when she was with her mom. So, I understand that when you have a heart like that, when you do have better, you tend to, when you've gone through something like that and you have better to offer, even if it's not your own children, she's a great example of family sticks together. Or when one falls, you know, I can stick up for the other. And she's not allowing these children to go into a foster system and get these experiences through a total stranger. They're getting them within the family. She's sharing her abundance with these kids, and that's great. I'm loving that, you know, to a T. At the end of the day, who did I miss? Sanya, Kenya, Candy, Drew, and yeah. So they it's a lot of shit going on in this episode. So as they usually do, the men met. Every episode, you know, every season, the men that have either known each other throughout seasons or new men, they always introduce the husbands to one another. And in this episode, they introduced the husbands, and of course, Ross is the new husband to the group. Sanya's husband. Ralph was a newbie last season, so Ralph is kind of, you know, he hadn't earned his stripes because he on some fuck shit. But Ross, Todd, Ralph, they all met, you know, at Blaze. And, you know, ate, you know, talked and got to shoot the shit, you know, talk or whatever, and get to know each other. on camera, because they probably already met. I don't know, but on camera they met, and again, it seems as though Ralph made an ass of himself. These men sat around and roasted this motherfucking ass for Phil because at the end of the day, they knew he was with the bullshit. When he told them about the text, they already heard about the text messages anyway. You know, and the shit with the assistant, which they brought up because Todd and him know the game. He been on here long enough to like, bitch, I know the game. I know what to bring up. I know what to say. We getting views on this bitch. So let's get down to the meat and potatoes. You know what went on with the young lady, with the assistant, and Ralph still stuck to the same dumbass lines, barely switching it up. You know, I had a back problem. You know, she offered to rub my back and all this, and they were like basically in so many words like nigga, like for real, and he came with. Massage therapists are hard to find, you know, at this present moment. Are you fucking kidding me? That is your line. Even the fellas was like really? Your reply to this shit was, well, I'm a man. They damn near made a song out of this shit to highlight how stupid your ass was for even making that comment. Well, I'm a man. And that's what you replied to your wife with. And if, like I said, had I been Drew and my nigga would have replied to me with some shit like that, I'd have been like, oh, gotcha. Cool. I'm a man as well. So, since that's your reply, we'll see where this shit takes us. And I promise you it won't take us far because I'm not here for the fuckery. So, but anyway, at the end of the day, he knew what he did was wrong. He knew what he said was wrong. He knew he replied to this shit was wrong. He never replied to. I'm not saying just to the bitch in question, but I'm saying to his wife, which is ditzy ass Drew. You know, the way he replied to her, he knew it was wrong, and even I think the fellas made him realize that even more. And I think that's what kind of got him to the core of, you know, this rendezvous, this romantic moment between he and Drew, you know, to kind of, I feel like to throw off a fucking game. Why do you say that? Well, I mean, my thing is, when the heat got strong, even you realize now the fellas recognize what you're saying is some bullshit, your replies are some bullshit. Now you got to go into this romantic mode of surprising this chick with, you know, sending somebody at the door to pick her up and shit and buying her outfit, or, you know, taking her out to a closet beyond a balcony beyond a closet at your tailor, whatever the fuck he was doing. That's my understanding of it. Whether he got it on discount, I don't fucking know. But I'm just thankful that Drew didn't wear the same sweet roll that she wore to the fucking gala, because it did make me hungry, y'all. Like I said, and she was complaining about food, but you would have been packing some cold cuts in your brassiere, and you could have took that bun down and buttered it up and put it together and made it little mayonnaise, little mustard. But anyway, I'm glad she didn't wear that bun again on this date with this man. But he felt like it was the wrong time to bring up the situation. I can agree, kind of, so to speak. You know, you kind of want to go in the moment when it's romantic. You want to go in the moment and you want to have this romantic night with your significant other, your husband, wife, you know, whatever. And you want this night to be one of those memorable moments that you all have had before in the past. Excuse me, y'all. Shit. In the past and shit. And Because you're trying to create new memories, more memories. And I understand where he came off as, I don't want to talk about this right now, but bitch, you never want to talk about it. Because you know your part in it. Because this was just a cover up in the first place. Just to quit this bitch from asking questions like, okay, let me treat you like a queen. Lobster and shrimp, that don't make a bitch not question shit you been doing. Get real. So he's sitting this emu head looking ass over there, you know, talking about, you know, you a queen and all this different shit. The bitch was a queen. You could have told her where you was in Florida. You could have told her, you know, a whole lot of shit. You could have answered a whole lot of questions, but you didn't. So, but you think because you buy some shrimp and some fucking lobster and throw some rose petals down and light a bunch of fucking candles and have a little powwow seance and try to get this woman off your track. I don't blame this bitch for like, no. You always do this kind of shit. You always sit around and wait till I get hot on your ass and hot on your trail, and then you want to try to do something romantic and woo me and try to throw me off your scent, make everything seem like it's all good. When truly you haven't answered a fucking question of mine, which still leaves me in question and limbo. So bitch, know every opportunity I get, I got to know. What's the deal? What's going on? And he always manages to evade fucking questions if he doesn't answer them in some stupid ass manner, like he did before. Well, every time, pointless. Every time he answers a question stupidly. So, I mean, you know, he gets mad and tells this woman, because she's asking him, you gave me a ring, nigga, and we said we was doing this shit to death. If you want another bitch, the woman, I guess she said, and I don't know, because Drew's kind of fucking ditzy. Maybe she's just trying to find out where they stand to see if she needs to make a decision to beat it or to stick it out and work on her marriage with this marriage counseling and all this working out and shit. And you holding this woman hostage on some bullshit. Let this woman know what you want from her. Question on the street, they're talking about, is you gay? So, I mean, what, is you not or is you is? Is you sleeping around or is you ain't? Is you in a marriage or is you not? Do you want to be a father and a dad with this woman or do you not? Tell us something. Give us some motherfucking answers so that we all can move on, including her. And you don't have to be a husband of the show anymore. I mean, perfectly fine. Fuck, Kenya and Sheree's doing well. They ain't got no motherfucking husband on the show. So apparently, it's not the real Housewives of Atlanta. Bitch, be a friend of the show. You already got a peach. Make your big storyline getting rid of Drew. Just saying. But the woman is within her right to ask. You gave this woman a ring. You wanted to marry this lady, and if you don't want her anymore, you need to express that behind closed doors. I feel don't do that shit on camera, because I would never respect you again. I barely respect your scoop ball head ass now, because of how you talk to that woman and how you treat her, even though she is a little crazy. But you need to give that woman some answer, because you can't play with nobody's feelings like that. That woman sitting there giving you everything. Y'all have children together. She got decisions to make with those boys. And you got decisions to make with them. You got decisions. You got decisions to make too. So you can't keep holding this woman hostage to this. You're going to say, this is why I don't do stuff like, maybe I shouldn't do stuff like this for you. Well, guess what? If I was that bitch, what I would have told him was, instead of sitting there like a baby eating that fucking dessert after being scolded by their father, what I would have told him was, you know what? Maybe you shouldn't do shit for me if it's going to turn out like this and has the wrong fucking intention. And if you got boys or girls on the other side of town that you fucking around with and you ain't fucking with me, guess what? Maybe you shouldn't do shit for me. Maybe what you should do for me, instead of doing all this extra shit, is tell me where we really stand so I can find my motherfucking way in or out and make a decision for myself. I'm just saying. So anyway, that's all I have for y'all in this episode. I done spent 30 minutes on this shit. We're gonna have to see what episode 3 brings and how they acting, and what the humidity giving over there in Atlanta, and what kind of, see what they're doing, y'all. What they're talking about. Anyway, again, if you're not into the show, y'all, if you're not into the show, get into it. Peacock, as I know so far, I still haven't gotten y'all time on Bravo, whether it's on airs on Sunday nights or not. But I will have the information for you guys soon. But I know for sure fucking Peacock, 7 p.m. And if you do watch the show, drop down in the comments. Like, tell me what y'all thought about the episode. How y'all felt. What the fuck y'all saw that I didn't see. Because there was so much going on. It was so much calamity and so much organized fuckery. I couldn't even understand half of it was going on. So I took from what I could gather and brought it to y'all asses. And y'all do with it what y'all may. But please share, like, and subscribe. And comment. Talk to a brother. Tell me what the fuck y'all saw. What y'all felt about the episode. What y'all think about Drew and Ralph. What y'all think about Sheree. What y'all think? Who's y'all, what y'all leaning towards this season? Who's the 5-starter? Because they always have one. So shit. Again, like, subscribe, and fucking share. And until next time, episode 3. And again, like I said, coming other content. Love you guys. Take care. Tune in next time. All right. Stay blessed.